Hey, everybody. Hi. It's us, the Power of Women podcast. I am your host, Teso and of course, I'm joined by my co-host,
Tori J.
Tori J. On today's episode, what is it we're diving into? We're actually diving into
Should you
should
go through your
you
partner's phone?
exactly? It's a very interesting conversation.
It is.
What do you think, girl? You better start this. Would you go through your partner's phone, and have you gone through your partner's phone
Okay, yes, I got to
in the
give you the
past?
backstory first. So I'm gonna be honest. I've definitely been through a few phones in my day. I've been through a few
Right.
phones, but I want to say this. I have to preface it with this. Every time I've ever gone through somebody's phone, honestly, it's they've gone through my phone first. And then let me give you
Mm,
more context. So it is a retaliation, but this crazy part is, you know how like you're with somebody and you have like a feeling that they cheating or they up to something, just little things they do. It'd be real
right. The
obvious. It don't even
intuition.
be that little. They'd be real obvious things they do. So you they be real obvious. They be so sloppy. So you know that they up to something. And you're like, dang, I wonder, how they holding their phone and they all secretive and sneaky and got to take
Right.
calls here and there.
Putting
It's
the
like
phone upside down, covering
all
the
that
screen.
all of that. And it's crazy because I've had moments when I have wanted to look through somebody's phone, or I've had those feelings even if I didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
look through their phone. I always tell myself, don't assume, don't judge. That thing that they teach us, like, you're being
Right.
insecure, all these other things, like don't go through his phone, whatever. And I won't. I check myself when I'm having those thoughts, like you thinking something but it might not be nothing. How do you know it's something? If it's something, it'll reveal itself. I say those things to myself so I could check myself. And
Right.
then they will go through my phone, and and I'll now be like, well, bet I can't wait. And I already, because I already had that
Yeah,
feeling.
because I think most women, because
Already had that
we're always
feeling.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now that you've opened that door, since we
Let's do
going
it
through each other's
together.
phones, I already felt like your ass was up to something anyway. So
Bring
now
me
let
your
me go and
motherfucking
look.
phone.
So then
Let
I
me
go through
see
the phone.
it.
Girl, it'd be terrible. It'd be
It's always
terrible. But
terrible.
but if I'm being honest with you, that those are the situations in which I've been through somebody's phone. I don't agree with it, which is why I never go through their phone. I think we should respect each other's space and boundaries, honestly.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
honestly, if you feel like you need to go through somebody's phone, you probably should not be there, because whatever it is that you're feeling is probably there, or it's something,
Exactly.
whether it's there or whether it's something within you. Either way, the relationship is bringing something out of you that's
Exactly. That is
it's not
very
working.
insecure.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not working. and
Yeah.
and and that's not to say, because it is a part of you that's insecure, and it actually might be a part of you that's picking up on something that's actually there, where this person
Exactly.
isn't honoring whatever kind of guidelines you all set for your relationship. And if that's
Yeah.
the case, you still don't need to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
if I'm feeling
And
like I need to go through your phone, or you feel like you need to go through my phone,
oh,
absolutely not. And
yeah.
and let me say this very clearly: a man will never ever go through my phone again. I've
I
had
wish you would.
every man I have been with at some point in time has gone through my phone. And it's so funny because it be they asses that be
That's
running
why they do
around
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
You so insecure about what you're doing and guilty. You want to go through my phone to find something that's not there.
Right, right. And it's honestly as well, yeah, you have to realize just how problematic it is, because even like you said, I've been through people's phones and people have been through my phones. It's not
Mm,
happened for a long time for me though. It's been like years, again,
mm,
probably because I haven't had anybody for years. But like, even it's all boils down to the lack of boundaries and the control issues as well, because what is it that's making you feel so insecure, one, but also you feel so entitled to this person that you think you have the rights to go through their phone? Yeah, whatever, because obviously as women, that's what I'm saying, like, or even because like you said, in your situation it was the men that would go through your phone first, and then
mhm.
you're like, okay, well, give me your phone as well. But it's
Right.
like, what is happening even in your mind, that is, whatever that it is that is happening is a toxic thing. It's not normal,
Yeah.
it's not
It's
healthy for you,
crazy.
and
It's
it's not healthy for
not.
them.
Oh
Like, it
my
really
God.
isn't. And I remember, like, when you check through the phones as well, you're gonna find something. You might not find anything, but again, even if you don't find anything, the fact that you felt the need to go through the phone in itself is problematic. Like,
Yeah.
we need
Yeah.
to stop. We need to stop holding people by their necks, man. Honestly, like, let people have space. to let people breathe and
Isn't
let
it
them have their
crazy?
boundaries. You don't control people like that, especially adults.
That's yes,
Like, do you
girl.
know what I mean? Like, adults, give me your phone. Let
Let
me
me
see
see
your
your
phone.
phone.
You don't see how mad that is. We think it's normal, but it's not. And then, okay, so now if you find something on his phone, girl, you ain't leaving him.
What are you
Some
prepared to
might,
do?
some people do. Yeah. What are you gonna get up and leave? Because a lot of the time you're not gonna go anywhere. So what's the point? You're over there arguing and fighting.
Stressing
Give me your
yourself out,
phone.
knowing you ain't going nowhere.
You're not going nowhere. Like, so why are you even bothering to now go through the person's phone? Because it's a control thing, right? Like, or it gives you control of the situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if you know you're not going to leave, what do you want to do? You want to argue or you want to prove the point that you knew? But then, I mean, if you're one of those women that leave, then bomb, like great. Like
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
saw what
Great.
you
You saw it and
felt,
you're like,
it was confirmed and you're like, okay, I'm going, but for those that want to go through someone's phone and then you
and maybe
find
even call the
something,
person and then
yeah,
fight them instead or like
and
whatever. Like,
stay, it's like, why?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy and it's obsessive. And that's the problem with the way that relationships are taught that they're supposed to be. Like, even the way we romanticize, like, relationships can be romantic, relationships can be beautiful if two people are at the same meeting place, right? If two people are on the
Right.
same level. But the problem is people come into relationships with different
Different
expectations
levels.
and at different levels. So you come into a relationship feeling like you can do one thing, and then you put this pressure on somebody else to be a specific way. And then they are now expecting you to be the same way you're expecting them to be, but then you don't meet those standards. It's just all of these imbalances. We don't communicate.
Right.
We say that we want this thing, and we don't even know how to do it right. You
Right.
say that you want this thing and you can't even honor. Like, why do you want it? Why do you
Yeah.
want it? Why do you want to be there?
Yeah.
Just be free and live
Yeah.
your life. Why do you want to be there and torture somebody? Why do you want to be there and be tortured?
Right.
If you're
It's the
going to be
control. We
there,
don't
it
get
should
it.
be peaceful. If he is not bringing you peace, you should leave. If you're not satisfied with her, but you're telling her you only want her to be with you, you
Then
should
go.
leave.
Right.
You
Right.
should
Absolutely.
leave. Why tell yourself I'm locking myself with her for life when you really don't be locking yourself up anyway?
They never lock themselves up.
Don't lock
It's
yourself up
literally just to stress
anyway.
us. Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree, man. It's a huge control issue with us. I think it is. And even when I say control, yeah, again, and it's obsessive, and for women, I think the control is when we go through the phones, we think it gives us control of the situation.
It doesn't.
But by that point, we've already spiraled. By the point that you think you need to go through his phone and you're trying to regain some sort of situation control of the situation or the relationship, you're already spiraling.
Don't it
It
always get
doesn't
worse
make
after
any
that?
sense.
Don't it always
Always
get
gets
worse?
worse after that. I've never been with a guy who I felt the need to check his phone and he was actually not doing anything. Every single time he was.
What? And then if
Every
you
single
stay,
time.
it get worse.
It gets
Even
worse.
if you catch them and they acknowledge that you caught them and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry," or whatever they say to
Yeah.
pacify the situation,
Yeah.
it always get
It
worse.
gets worse. It doesn't ever. I don't think there's not a single guy that I've ever gone through his phone. Well, I'd go through his phone. I'd go through regularly as well.
Yeah,
Some of my exes, I'd
yeah.
go through their phones regularly.
Think you
And
that shit better
regularly
be
I would,
together.
and I'd be regularly stressed.
They be never
Tell
stress your
me,
ass
man,
out.
every week it'd be getting worse. I'm like, God damn it. So if it's not this girl, you ever hear cussing my ass to your friends, which is that one used to hurt my feelings bad.
They do
I remember
that
one of
too.
my exes, he was such a trifling mess anyway. He was always cheating on me. Like he had so many different girls. It was just so problematic. But on top of that, he would be insulting me to his friends very regularly, like real nasty ass insults.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
And I
do
remember
that.
thinking to
They do
myself,
that.
and it blew me because I was like, wow,
They do
I
that.
had no idea that you would thinking so low of me to your friends. Like literally like horrible, like she's a bitch, this psycho bitch. Like, oh my
Why are
God.
you dealing with me?
Why are you with me then? I'm actually your girlfriend. And then when I would try to leave him, bro, he's crazy. He would beg me. He would turn up at my house. Like, like a real crazy ass stalker vibes. But you're literally
Why
over
are
here
you with
insulting me.
me?
Like,
Isn't it crazy?
again,
Girl.
men want to be with women because they feel validated with us, and they feel particularly validated when we are underneath them and when we're acting quote unquote crazy, when we're going through their phones,
Yeah.
when we're screaming at them about other women. They feel so validated. They feel,
They feel
I don't know,
empowered.
important. Yeah,
Yeah.
empowered. It's like it's an unequal energy exchange because I'm
You're giving them
offsetting
all
all
of
of
your
this.
energy.
Yes, all of this energy to you, and you're now pumping up and getting stronger from it.
Mhm.
Like I just don't. I don't.
Girl, but
I
I
don't
don't care
be,
about your
yeah.
phone. Trust me.
No,
You
I
leave your
don't. I
phone
don't give a
next to me
damn.
all day. I
I
ain't
don't
thinking
give
about
a,
your phone.
I don't
And it's
care
funny
what
because,
you are
like I
doing.
said, even the relationships I've been in the past, I've been through phones, but they're always as a result of somebody like, not that it matters, right? Because it's me retaliating instead of just leaving, but like that's the level in terms of my growth. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's like
yeah,
I've literally told myself like I'm not going through it. I don't care about your phone. But then when you do that to me, I'm like, bet, because I know it's
give
something
me
in your
yours,
goddamn phone
right?
anyway. Because you're not
Yeah,
going to tell me that I can't do something that you can
but
do.
you
That's
can,
always my
yeah,
thing. You know, that's
yeah,
always my thing.
yeah,
So I just reciprocate the energy. I've always been that
yeah,
person. And it's like
yeah,
eventually I'm like, you gotta go. And it's always been the same story. So like
yeah,
I remember I dated this guy. I remember I dated this guy years ago. And and we both had more than one phone, but we both had one phone that was like the exact same phone.
right.
and then
All
and
right.
then
I remember
and then
this.
I remember, and then one time, I don't know, we went out and we was hanging out, or I stayed the night or something. But we swapped phones by
Like a
accident.
movie.
Girl, we swapped phones by accident, and I didn't realize we had swapped phones. So I think it was like late, or I was sleeping or getting to bed, whatever it was late. And and the phone was going off. And I was just like, this is so weird. Like, because I know who called me and when people call me and stuff. So I'm looking at the phone, I'm seeing numbers that I don't recognize, and I'm seeing like numbers that aren't saved. I'm like, this is so weird. And then I look at the phone and I realize that it's his phone. And I was like, oh, who these folks calling this late at night? So I looked through the phone. I looked through the phone. Mind you, this is a guy that we had been dating, and he told me he wasn't dealing with nobody else. He was so
Of course
into
he
me,
did.
like he wasn't dealing with nobody else. And I was like, oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool. And so, mind you, I had plenty of guys trying to talk to me, but and I
Right.
told him, I was like, well, because we weren't girlfriend and boyfriend, we were just dating,
Right.
but
Which
we
is
were
deep.
consistent. We
Mm-hmm.
was just kind of consistent for a little while.
Yeah.
So he he told me that, like I said, he was only dealing with me. So I went through his phone, I seen all these things, and then he was simultaneously like blowing me up, you know.
Right.
So
Like
he was
shit.
blowing my shit up. So eventually I answered and I told him, I was like, I'm in the bed. He's like, okay. He's like, I think I left my phone with you. Can we link up tomorrow so I can get it? And I was like, cool. Cause he knew he couldn't get it that late.
Right.
And it is what it is. I was gonna see whatever it is that I saw. So I had like this breakfast spot I used to love to go to. So I went to my breakfast spot and I, ordered myself, a feast, obviously,
As you
a
do.
mimosa, some champagne, a nice little drink, and I'm just relaxing and eating my breakfast. And I hit him that morning. I told him like, hey, this is where I'll be. I'll be at my breakfast spot. If you want to get your phone, you can meet me there. And so he came, he met me there, and I was just looking at him crazy. And he was like, what? And I was like, nothing. I was like, I just see what it is. And he was like, what do you mean you see what it is? And he's again trying to profess, his feelings for me and why he's only dealing with me. And like, if there's anything that you saw, just trust me. It's not that
Bro,
serious.
shut
I said,
up.
I said, no, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I said, it is what it is. I said, but you should hurry up. I said, there's a few people that called you. You're probably going to want to call them back. I said, but you should hurry up because I got somebody on the way right now. And we about to have a breakfast
Do you know
date.
what? I don't know you did that because I remember that story. I remember them
Yeah.
actually telling me, do you know that Tori complaining to me and another one of our friends? And he was like, you know that Tori, I saw her the other day and she said to me that I need to hurry up and go because she got another one of her hoes coming.
I said, you got hoes? I said, oh, that's what I told him. I said, you
Bro, he
got
was
hoes, I
so
got hoes
upset.
too.
He
We on
couldn't
the way
believe it.
too. He was
And
so mad.
he goes, and she made me leave. And I'm like, that's like a boss. That's what she
But see,
did.
he thought
Bro,
I was playing when I said it. And I was like, no,
yeah.
seriously. I was like, he'll be here in like 30 minutes. So I want you gone when he gets here. I was like, but you got plenty of hoes that call. So don't trip, don't worry about it. So you can hit me up later if you want
Oh,
to.
trifling. At least they even let you go through their phones, man. My ones, I've had a
No, he
few
didn't let
guys.
me.
Well,
Jonathan
I know
let
that
me.
was that you had no choice. No, but your exes though, when you said that they go through your phone, so you're
But
like, better bring
it's
mine.
been half and half. So it's been times where
Yeah, it's
I've
true.
slipped and snuck, but
Yeah, of course.
it's still in retaliation.
Yeah, of
Most times it's
course.
been like that. But
Yeah,
but there were a couple of times where I'm like, give me your phone. And we argued about it. But I'm like, give me your phone.
yeah,
I'm like, if you don't give me your
yeah,
phone, I'm leaving right now. And
yeah.
they don't
Goodbye.
want
No,
me to
my
leave, but then
exes,
they don't want me to see the phone when they give it to me.
bruh, literally, like I've had there's two of them. One of them, he was such a mess, honestly. Like he was such a cheating record, but he was always lying and always the same one professing his love. When I said to him, I think this was even Facebook this time. It was Facebook. And somehow I'd seen him on, I don't know what, something just made me think, something happened that I want to go on your Facebook right now because it was tripping. I found out about a girl or something. So give me your Facebook right now. So we're on the phone. And I had to take my Facebook password because he was like, yeah, but let me see yours. And I'm like, idiot, take mine, go into it. So give me a password, right? This, I said, if you do not give me your passport now, as I'm on the phone, because I want you going in and deleting nothing, if you do not give it to me, we're done. He's like, okay, Tess, I'm going to give it to you. That is how we had Tess for like 1 hour on the phone. He said, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to beg her and beg her and beg her and beg her. Even if she leaves me, I'll go back and beg her than to give her that password. Do you know he never gave me that password, bro? No, he would rather die. He said, God forbid.
I can never live with myself if she see these things.
He said, I can't even cope. And I said, I don't care, give it to me right now. He refused. He was like, you know what, I'd rather just...
feeling like they be hiding some of that stuff. But then they be nervous, but it'd be so obvious how nervous they be. They be over here watching. Give me the phone back. What you really looking for? And they'd be like, it's nothing in here.
I swear,
nothing in here. You just said,
they're scared of the way.
Find nothing. Oh, okay. Well,
maybe a message will pop
right here harassing me.
Yeah.
Let me take my time.
Let me take my time to scroll. Yeah, I'm looking. Give me a second. I even had an ex.
But what you looking for though? Just tell me what you're looking for. I'll show you.
I'm okay.
Trust me. I got this.
I got it.
Go relax. It's nothing in here. Remember?
And you take your time scrolling. Good. Let me have a look. I remember one of my exes said to me, and I believed him. And this is when I should have known the beginning of their lives. He told me, he chased me for years and years and years. And then he said to me, you know, honestly, he had a lot of girls he used to talk to. He was quite popular when we were younger. So he was like, well, if you agree to be my girlfriend, honestly, I'm going to get a new number. Please, I don't need to talk to these hoes. I'm going to get a new number. Because we were like really good friends before we dated. So he's like, I'm going to get a new phone. Like, I'm not going to talk to none of these girls. I don't care about them. He said, I didn't even ask him to do it. And then I feel like maybe 3 months into the relationship or 4 months, I'm thinking, well, your phone is still ringing back to back. What happened to the girls that you said, I thought you were going to get a new number. So I brought it up and I was like, well, you know, you said that you were going to get a new phone because, and again, I never asked you. This was part of your little speech. You said you're going to get a new number. What happened? Bruh, please. He was like, well, I couldn't even believe it was the same person. He was like, yeah, I said I was going to get a new phone, but just bear with me. I'm going to get it. Left it for another month. Then I brought it up again. And he was like, but I'm not just going to change my number. Like, I just can't change my number, Taste. Like, I've got a lot going. Like, that's my business. That I need to
just say whatever they got to say. It's like the one we was just talking about with the podcast. That problematic fool. When he was like, when they find out who I really am, and he was looking out.
Right.
It's like you know you're not gonna honor what you're saying, right? You have no intention to. So why are you going out your way to act like you this nigga that you not? Like, why do you gotta deceive me? If you that nigga, just enjoy your life and be free and have all the ass you want to have.
No, they like the deceit. You see, that's like the podcast. We have to go back to that. You didn't see Jazz because she made the face. You have to see it. So basically, there's a podcast that there's a few podcasts that we see online, obviously problematic, toxic masculinity ones. Mm-hmm. And one of them, a guy is saying, he's doing a TikTok and his face looks very sinister and he looks like very unapologetic. And the caption is, when she finds out who you really are. You know what was it? When she finds out who you really are, or when you are who you, when you are who she says you're not. Yeah, basically, yeah. He was like, when she finds out who you really are, and his face was really sinister and unapologetic. And I said, there you go again. Look at the pride.
But then this same one, though, it's funny because he's saying that, like, you're clearly showing and laughing about the fact that you manipulate women. And then when they see their nasty side, you don't care. Really a whole nother demon. But he talk about women so much and why women have problems. But you're sitting here bragging on how you deceive women.
Yeah. He just, you know what it is? It just be real mad that we don't want to conform to them. So those are the ones that are very manipulative and oppressive and obsessive, controlling our entire beings. So they now are they hate us. You are supposed to be battered down, shut up. Mm-hmm. I'm going to control what you do with your vagina. I'm going to control what you do with your body. And every other woman too. You're all a bunch of hoes. Do you know, I'm sick of men. Yeah, I can only just laugh because that is like the biggest insult for us as women from men is that we are hoes. Right. Yeah. And that's it. And they feel so strongly about it too. And it's like, what is your problem?
Yeah.
Who cares? Yeah, I'm a hoe. Okay, well.
Yeah, because that same one goes on to say that if a woman, these women rappers are a problem today. They be talking about like bragging about basically being a hoe. Like women
And
talking
wet
about
house
some I
pussies.
slept
Yeah,
with
why
six
should,
hundred
yeah.
men. He's like, I hope it's a joke. And even if it is a joke, he said, how there's some jokes that just aren't really funny. And I was like, oh, that's funny
Of
because
course it's
y'all
not, yeah.
y'all crack jokes that are not
Regularly.
funny all the time.
Oh
Like
my
that wasn't
God.
funny because women shouldn't joke about having
Having
600
sex
partners.
with so many of
But
you losers.
he was saying he was still hoping it was a joke. But he goes, and even then though, he was like, I don't want that. That's demon pussy.
All right. But your dick ain't demon dick.
Right. So the more partners you have, he goes, it's spirits and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
So
spirits.
y'all do get that concept.
Oh, they're mad, bro. They're crazy.
So what, do you all have spirit repelling on y'all dick or something? Like, do y'all just have angel dick?
In fact, even
are y'all just beating down the demons?
Angel dick, my ass. They wish they had angel dick.
Girl, they run.
But in fact, the demons are running, bro. The demons are running a strew in their minds because this is why they're acting crazy.
Yeah,
the demons got them acting mad. Right. Yeah, demons got them acting crazy. Like they themselves don't even know how to handle sex.
Yeah, it's clearly not them speaking. Clearly, it's the demons.
Talking about demon pussy, always just so worried about women and controlling women. But yeah, no, honestly, like our topics just be going left, right, center. But yeah, the bottom line is though, if you feel that you don't need to go through your partner's phones, honestly, ladies, like if you ever get to the situation when you feel like maybe okay, you might want to go through the phone and you look at it and you don't find anything. Well, I don't know what to say to that.
But you still need to deal with whatever that is.
Why? What exactly? What like that. Exactly? What's the issue?
One of
what
two
is
things.
that?
It's either you have things in you that you need to work on, triggers or some insecurities that you need to work on to figure out why you feel that obsessed. Or it's that he real sneaky girl and he deleted that shit before you went in
your mind. Yeah, I swear to God, gaslight the fuck out of you.
Hold your ass.
I swear. But either way, though, like seriously, I don't think. Yeah, you need to talk. You need to communicate. Like if you cannot communicate with your partner, have open and honest communications, and you feel like the only way to get truth out of them is to actually like in essence violate boundaries, because we know they might be violating your boundaries regularly, which is why you're having these issues anyway. But this is essentially what you're doing. You know, you're now violating that person's boundaries by going through their phone, and you might feel justified to do that, right? But the fact that you're doing that is in itself problematic, and you have to ask yourself, okay, do I even want to be like this? Is this relationship feeding me to the point? Because if I'm feeling that I need to do this, then there's clearly something missing. There's clearly something wrong. So I just I don't believe that we should be going through our partner's phones at all, ladies. Right. We should not, for any under circumstance, to be honest. Like once you get that urge,
you can't go through my phone.
I wish you would. It's not even, it's an impossibility. Like I would never hand my phone. You think I would ever willingly hand my phone to a man? And if I was to ever find that a man went through my phone, I would be done with him. That's a boundary. That's a red line.
Never hear from me again.
Yeah, that's completely like that. You've completely crossed the red line. In fact, I remember when I was maybe like a lot younger, in my early 20s. And there was a guy that I'd only met him once. And this was like the first time I'd met him in person to have a date, quote unquote, with him, right? And my phone was ringing. It was another guy ringing my phone, obviously. Do you know this guy picked up my phone? On like the first date, picked up my phone and told the other guy that I'm busy right now. I didn't see him again, obviously. But I said to him, don't do that. Like, why? How dare you pick up my phone and tell another person who's ringing my phone, who you don't even know who it is, that, hello, yeah, she's busy right now. You've got an actual nerve. Who are you? Like, are you crazy?
They be feeling it entitled.
Yeah, really entitled, you know. And then you'd be like, oh, I guess he likes
as long as you know that you don't have that kind of privilege.
If I dare to pick up his phone, I swear, right?
Yeah, could do anything to you. Like, who are you?
Right. You need to be controlled.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to be controlled.
Make sure you're a good woman.
Right. No, ladies, like, don't have it. Don't let anybody go through your phone. You don't have to prove. If you find that you're constantly proving yourself or proving your innocence, quote unquote, or your faithfulness, quote unquote, then obviously you're dealing with daily gaslighting, clearly, because the person is gaslighting you daily. Right. And if you feel like you need to go through their phone, baby girl, man, no, leave it. It's not your peace of mind is so much more important. It's not, and creating an environment that is healthy for your mind is so much more important. Like, why are you with somebody if you feel the need to go through their phone? You don't need to be in a relationship. You really don't. And I know it sounds really like harsh and drastic, but this is like, girls, come on, 2022, we're being very self-aware and we're choosing to live intentionally and consciously. And in order to do that, you have to be aware of your behaviors and why you behave the way in which you behave.
Right.
You know, so I'm in a relationship, great. Okay. But in this relationship, I feel the need to go through my partner's phones regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but I love him. It's not a healthy place for
That's
you
not
to be at,
love.
though.
That's not
It's
love.
not. That's not a healthy, you're not in a healthy place right now because you're constantly putting yourself on edge. I'm sure you're probably anxious as fuck too. Probably have a lot of anxiety if you're feeling the need to go through his phone. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to really do what is truly best for you and your mental state of mind. Because
Yeah.
being in a relationship where you have to keep going through their phone or you feel the urge to go through their
Yeah,
phone,
you start to obsess sometimes too. So
and
all
you
of it
do get
just it just
obsessed.
feeds more unhealthy
Yeah, you probably
behaviors.
check their social media and people they're
Yeah.
following, like all of that stuff. You're gonna do everything.
And
You
then
don't need that.
the worst thing too is when not only do you find it and not leave, but you find it, you stay, or like you said, you start checking social media and then you find other people they're dealing with and you start obsessing over that as well. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like, well,
right.
look at this girl.
Comparing yourself.
She ain't this, putting her down or putting yourself down, one or the other. It's like it's not worth it.
Or you end up
It's not
finding
worth it.
yourself fighting women like, exactly like you said, you're gonna be on there now messaging women like stay away from my man and like,
Yeah.
worrying about the wrong things. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's
Yeah.
really not worth it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I all I'm gonna say, ladies, is this. Whenever you get the urge to go through their phone, don't
Don't.
don't just go and don't let and definitely don't let nobody go through yours. Like we just have to like you just said, we have to just really get to
Yeah.
a place where we're honoring ourselves and we're developing that real self-love. And that's not what it looks like.
It's not
Self-love isn't possessive. I mean, love in general is not possessive,
at
and
all.
and it doesn't cause this toxic behavior. I know we normalize it, we laugh about it, we joke
That's the
about it.
thing. It's so
It's so
normalized.
normal, especially that toxic thing, like going through
Yeah.
phones. It's so normal. We act like it's just something that couples do. It's
And
not.
they think
Like,
it's actually love
trust
as
me,
well,
it's not that serious. Yeah, they do. They really do.
Mm,
It's not that serious. It's never that serious. I don't want to. The thing is, right? Life can be stressful enough.
right.
Right. So the point of finding self-love and finding yourself is that you're at peace, you're happy, you're healthy, you're doing what you love, what God sent you here to do, and you just in
Right.
bliss. If somebody now comes into your life and you guys decide y'all want to do life together, however that looks,
Right.
whether that's girlfriend, boyfriend, situationships, marriage, I don't care what it
Right.
is. Y'all decide to deal with each other. You're two adults deciding to deal with each other. Why are you forcing it if you don't want to deal with each other in the way in which you're trying to obligate yourself to? Just
Exactly.
don't. Just don't. Don't come
Right.
into each
Right.
other's life and bring stress.
Right.
Just leave. Just let's be free. Let's just be happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
For
why
real.
stay in something that's causing you to stress out? Well, you got to leave and go talk. You got to leave and go talk. You guys got to be possessive and jealous and going through phones and,
And they
you
also
know,
relationships because they say relationships is work
sneaking
though. That's
and
the problem.
it ain't that kind of
Relationships
work.
is work.
You
They
know what
always say
kind of
it's
work it is? It's like,
work.
what curtains we putting up in here? I want to go with
I'm
this
telling
color.
you,
Or what
like,
investment
because
property we finna, put our
right,
money in on. Like what kind of
right.
boss moves we finna make
It's not,
together?
this doesn't have to be
Like,
struggle love, man. Like, and
yeah,
we
we
keep
talking
being
about work.
fed
Let it be
struggle
work that's
life.
paying our bills.
Do you
I
know what I
don't want the
mean?
stress.
I agree,
Stress is
man.
not
I
work. That's a
agree.
different thing.
For real.
Like, so ladies,
That's not
that's
the love we're
all.
supposed to be doing. It's
That's
not
not
our
the
love.
love. Not at all,
Yeah.
ladies. But
Don't do it.
don't do it. If you have a situation like that you've ever been in and you want to share the story, or
Yeah,
if you want to
man.
even share why you feel the opposite, why you feel like you
Right. That
shouldn't
would
be
be
able to do
great.
something, I would love to hear that.
You
Definitely
would.
email us. You can email us at thepowpodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on our socials at the Pow Podcast. Ladies, until next time, we will see you.
Adios.
Bye. And don't go through his phone.